Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
We're going to wait just another minute or so and let our wonderful folks come back. And the pride for Corky's birthday, my nephew made this for her that's on front of the podium. And I thought that was so neat. We had to bring it and hang it here so you can see it.
It's very nice.
Yeah. Now, I want everybody to think of ways you can cool off next week. They say it's going to get up to 98 degrees. So just, plan ahead. Don't wait until you wake up and it's hot, and you go, oh, I should have. This is the time. It's going to be a little bit cooler today and tomorrow. So start planning ahead for summer. How many of you have ever had such a cool July before?
Never.
I mean, isn't this amazing? Yeah, it's just been different. So we want you to plan and to have it so it's a little bit cooler in your house. Okay, there she is. We can start now.
There she is.
Okay. And Amanda, and right there is.
Okay. Would you like to see him? Go ahead. Who's sitting there?
So Amanda and Lauren are sitting next to.
I'm sitting here. I thought you was. Sit here. It's back to the audience.
In fact, you're going to be in your little perch. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're waiting just another minute. Okay. Now, Ed, what is the clock on the wall is completely different than the clock on the chair? What does it say?
Not all clocks are created equal.
Not all clocks are created equal. Thank you so very much.
1103.
Okay, good. Then what's that one up there say?
1102 and 30 seconds.
Oh, stop it. I want to thank you again for last week. That was such a wonderful party. And for those of you who weren't able to make it, did we record that party, Ed? No. I don't think so, did we?
I may have got something,
Yeah.
just a teeny bit.
Well, so we can say just about anything. Do we have to talk about when everybody took their clothes off, or is that okay to keep secret?
I got the part where you two were hugging and dancing.
You were there. I know, I want to hear that part.
But we had so many people bring food, so many people had brought drinks, and it was delightful. And Dr. Eileen was so impressed, and poor baby, before she left here, she was crying, and she was just saying it finally dawned on her whether she was letting go of. And so I'm so glad that we had a chance to let her know how much she was loved and appreciated. And so it was a wonderful party. And thank you again for all of you who participated and brought things and did all that. Everything about it couldn't have gotten any better. Thank you. Well, good morning. And what I'd like to do at this point is talk about what's happening next Sunday, because after church, our wonderful Reverend Joan Stutz has put together a birthday celebration for Tamara. And Tamara is not able to be here every Sunday because she's not vaccinated for medical reasons. So we are going to go to her. And it's going to be at the Mexico Linda. It's at 11 Race Street, right down the street at the corner.
Can I talk? I'm with number 4.
Just because it's your party now, you want to talk. Come on up, John. Yeah, okay.
So it is right on the corner. There are some parking spaces right in front of the restaurant. Not many. Across the street, there is a large parking lot. Okay, so let me tell you what we're going to do and what we're not going to do. We're going to go down there, we're going to find parking, we're going to come in. We're going to go into the bar area, which is air conditioned, and nobody else will be in there. If we want hoot and holler and sing happy birthday or whatever, we can do that. The other thing that we're going to do, they have a very complex menu. Would you agree, Christine?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I did was go through and pick out a few of the things that I'm familiar with and the prices, and the numbers here are the numbers on the menu. So what I would prefer that you do is choose something on the menu, choose something on this menu, and then even though the lady previously had told me she would do separate checks, she's not going to do separate checks next week. So what I'm going to do is bring an envelope, and you can put cash and checks in the envelope, and I'll pay for it. So Tamara has been ill and has a variety of problems, but I want to honor her because she's been a long-time member of our community and has an amazing talent as an astrologer.
And she's in our CCL Insights every
Yeah,
week.
yes, that's right, I forgot about that. And anyway, she's just really special, and so I wanted to have the opportunity for you, if you don't know her, to get to know her, and for us to just help her celebrate her birthday, which is on Saturday the 15th. And yes, and Marie, who also is not vaccinated, is going to be able to come with us, and you'll get to see her. So what I'm encouraging you to do is, whether you know Tamara or don't know Tamara, you know me, you know Dottie, right? So I want you to come and sing happy birthday and enjoy it. I think we'll bring cupcakes so that we can each sing happy birthday and have cupcakes. Do you have any questions on all of that? I think it's so important to be part of a community that has the beliefs and the understanding of how life works, to meet these people and be friendly with them and know them not only here as audience, but as interactions like in lunch.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so next Sunday, okay, now I did bring a clipboard. If you're going to come next Sunday, please let me know and sign up here so I'll have an idea of how many will be coming. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay,
And
super.
you prefer they not bring presents?
Oh, if you want to bring presents or bring gift cards or birthday cards,
Okay,
yeah, beads, whatever.
okay.
Beads, like beads? Our birthday beads?
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
great. Okay, so count on next Sunday being fun.
Right,
Okay.
thank you, John. Thank you for putting that together, I really do appreciate it. And I understand, Reverend Tom Garry, that it is your birthday, is that correct?
That's right.
Okay, and what we do is we want you to have a set of beads, and what's your favorite color?
Green.
Okay, Mary, or somebody want to grab these so we can. Here we go. Thank you, Jen. There we go. There's green, and there you are.
Thank you.
And we're now going to serenade you with love and energy and positive goodwill by singing, "This is your birthday song. It isn't very long." Unfortunately, all the other songs we usually sing are now, we realize we get just really bumped off of YouTube if we sing them. So that is your birthday celebration song, okay? And Tom, how does it feel to have getting another year older?
Yeah, we want to know.
Feels wonderful.
Good. I always say, considering the alternative, it's wonderful. Yes. So glad to have you here. Any more birthdays in the house? Anybody have a birthday coming
I had
up
one
this
last week.
You had. She got beads the week before. She got the beads a week up. I don't think you need one for the week after.
Whole jacket.
Well, I told you it was going to be for the whole month.
No, I know you told me it was going to be for the whole month.
This is the next one.
Corky seems to think that being 75 is special. I think that Tom and I will say that 75, this was a blur.
I have a question for you. When you turned 75, did you get cranky and mean?
At 75, did I get cranky and mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, did you get cranky and mean at 75? You just got happier, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, I like
just feel
it.
like, I'm just,
So,
yeah, I'm
now it's all
feeling
downhill.
so emotional.
Is it the hill? Is 75 the hill? Where is the hill?
Yes,
Oh, the one that used to be 50?
Inquiring minds want to know.
So 75 is a good beginning.
Is that why I'm feeling depressed? Is because it's like, oh my God, this is what
Thank you so very much.
And I would
Anybody
just like
else
to
have any
add-
announcements?
I would just like to add that Tom is a pillar of the CCL community, but also our greater UCM
Yes,
community.
right.
I want you to know that he is my sponsor. And he's April's sponsor. I mean, there are many people that, Tom, you have touched in this world.
Really?
You want to confess now? Or?
That's love.
He was my sponsor, too. See what can happen?
Okay. One of the things that we always do is start out with a prayer. And I was thinking, who should I have start out with a prayer? Well, who better than the wife of this gorgeous man, Reverend Mary Garry.
Yay!
A minister and a delight in her own way.
Oh, thank you. 50 years we've been
Get
married.
behind the mic.
Oh,
You know how you know the rules.
hello out there.
The
We've been
sexy
married for
voice
50
here.
years. So, I think one of, oh yeah,
Oh, take the mic with you.
yeah. I could
No,
take the mic
no.
up. No, I could not take the mic. April, you and I get in so much trouble, I know. Okay, I'll be good.
This is a change. Are you ready? Mary Garry is going to be good.
So I thought it would be a nice thing to, we just sing 3 lines of a little spiritual thing, and then I'll just say a brief prayer, I promise. Okay? Oh Lord, hear my prayer. Oh Lord, hear my prayer. When I call, answer me. Oh Lord, hear my prayer. Oh Lord, hear my prayer. Come and listen to me. I think once is enough. Infinite Creator, Divine Source, Giver of light and love into this universe, we ask that you join us here this day as we bring our hearts together to give you thanks, to ask for intervention of the divine into our busy world, to offer blessings over the Eastern Europe trouble, and ask that all things be in your name. Amen.
Thank you so very much, Mary. And I want to ask you to thank a person here who we couldn't do this without. And that's Ed Ferrero. He not only gets here early and stays late to set up all of the sound equipment, he works for the Thursday night classes. There is so much time and energy. He edits things that we have done. He makes us look good and sound good. And he's a miracle worker.
Miracle!
And
Yeah.
without Ed, I don't know how we could keep going on.
He's a miracle worker.
And to have him donate his time to do this is just incredible.
Yes.
So don't
Yay!
forget that, yeah, it's
thank
quite
you.
often it's the people behind the scene that are dancing as fast as they can and looking serene while they do that, as our wonderful Ed does. There's a serenity about him that is wonderful. And he's cute too. Yeah, I mean,
Put it all together now.
yeah, he's the together package, okay. One of the things that I have noticed lately is that so many people are getting back into that habit of complaining constantly. And when we were going through COVID, it's like we're all in the same barrel, as it were. We all were doing kind of the same thing. And people were scared and they were worried, but they weren't constantly complaining. So my message to you today is that if you can't change it, don't complain about it. Find somebody else who can help you.
Find somebody else to complain about.
Well, you might have a friend that listens to your complaining all the time, but I can guarantee you that friend's not going to be there forever. Every once in a while, if you're the friend that listens to all the complaints, you get tired. So please, if you want to complain about something, before you say, "Oh, life is horrible," say, "I'm glad I'm alive."
Yes. I'm so glad you're alive.
Yeah. But think about that. Before you say anything that you want to complain, your first thing you should be saying, "I'm glad I'm alive." But then you can say something, but it's gonna water it down so it's not this hate-filled diatribe that you're doing, okay? So we want everybody to just take a nice deep breath and realize, yes, we have beings here that can help and can support us. Are you gonna do the meditation today, Reverend Janet,
If
or
you want
mine?
me to.
I was thinking this could be your gift to Tom.
Oh. Well, there we have it.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I invite all to come in.
Thank you, help. In advance.
Wonderful. Well, I just invite you to take a nice deep breath and feel the breath going in and then let it out. And just let it all out. And on that out breath, every care and worry, every burden you might be carrying is just gently lightened. Don't have to hold on to it right now. We're in this moment. And in this moment, we are together. And so pay attention to your body being supported by the chair. And notice that your body is the container of your amazing energy that you bring to the earth. And so pay attention to that body. And just say for a moment, as you're honoring the body, just say thank you. Maybe put your arms across your heart and just hug your heart and hug your body. In gratitude for this carrier of our unique and wonderful light. And as we are walking down a beautiful path, just imagine that you're on this path. And it's somewhere that's a favorite place for you in nature. And you notice birds singing, notice the rustle of the leaves in the trees. You notice the thunderous ocean waves if you're near the ocean. You feel the warmth of the sun and the beauty of the moon and the stars. And you feel yourself here in this amazing energy of our beloved Mother Earth. Allow yourself to feel that connection to the earth. It is where Creator took us. It is where the infinite God has placed us to be in this space, in this time, sharing our light and sharing our love. You, my friends, are exactly what we need. We need this moment. We need your unique and beautiful light. And only you can give it. So stand tall. Allow yourself to feel the fullness of Spirit's energy flowing in and through you. And you are radiating out your unique ray, your unique color, your unique spirit. And as we are here together, it weaves a pattern, a sacred geometry. We are weaving with each other and with the infinite Creator. And we know that we are one and the same. And find your heart gently opening. Your heart may be weary. Your heart may be dealing with a lot right now. Just experience your heart lightening up with every breath. You are strong in your unique light. And just allow yourself to feel that light inside and radiating out. A pillar of light, and you're shining in the world. You are the infinite grace, the infinite spirit that shines in every hour. Your compassion shines. Your heart grows wide and sees. Your soul is clear as the infinite shines, bringing to this world your infinite love. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I am a pillar of light. Ooh.
in the world. We are shining, shining, singing, singing, sharing our love. We are shining, shining, singing, singing, sharing our love.
Join in.
We are shining, shining, sharing, sharing, singing out our love. We are sharing, sharing, singing, singing, shining our light. We are shining, shining, sharing, sharing, singing our light. We are shining, shining, sharing, sharing, singing our light. We are shining, shining, singing, singing, sharing our light. We are shining, shining, singing, singing, sharing our light, sharing our light, sharing our love, sharing our grace with the world. And may it come back to you 1,000-fold as we open up and we grow.
Just take a nice deep breath and hold that energy and see yourself shining, sharing, and being a bright light. And so it is. Thank you, Janet. That was wonderful. Thank you so very much. Well, we're in this time of meditation. Please put all your prayers out to Laura Marshall. We got a word this morning from Reverend Maria Vera, that Laura's not doing very well, and so we'd like you to just put her in our prayers. And
So I got an update on that.
yes,
It says that Laura got the infection after her back surgery, and she's trying to get in touch with the daughter to get more information, and she's sorry she couldn't make it today.
yeah.
So it's a post-op
Okay.
issue.
So let's keep her. You know, your prayers are amazing. Know that every time you say, Creator, please help someone, it's like a little light goes on. I view it like the old-time switchboard in a telephone company, that there's a little light, and pretty soon all of our prayers can just light up that whole bank of lights, so that there's energy coming back and helping and healing. And thank you so much for doing that. I really do appreciate it. Well, we talk about appreciation. We have a speaker today that I really appreciate. And the fact that they came over Highway 17 this morning.
Travelers.
Yes. And according to Joyce, there were interesting people on the freeway this morning. Patty, were you weaving and bobbing all the way over? Yes. But Reverend Joyce C. Brown is always amazing to listen to, entertaining, educational, and most of all, being a reverend and a member of the board, she also represents CCL and UCN in so many loving ways. Please welcome Reverend Brown.
Okay, Tracy, I love the Reverend Brown part. Yes, I am.
JC's not so bad either.
Okay then. Good morning.
Good morning.
Every day is a day in which we are to be blessed for. Of course, I had a few days where I had a different thought about it.
We all had those days.
And then I decided I need to change my message. So the idea of what a prayer is, it's a message. It can be any number of things, actually. It can be communication. It could be a request. Pick some words that says that you're asking for something that's a wonderful thing to give to others, the planet, yourself, loved ones. And you can call it a prayer. And I was 8 years old. I may have told you this, but it's important for me to share it again. It was around 8, and the Mississippi flooded, the levees. We were in the lower delta of the Mississippi outside of Clarksdale. So it's bottomland, fertile land. That's what it was back then. I don't know what it is now. It flooded. The levees broke. So everything looked like a big brown murky lake. And we were sitting and standing on the front porch. I learned how to say porch in California.
What's it in Mississippi?
Poach.
Like
We
Meg?
is on the poach. And the water had risen up to level with, the house. And it was pouring rain. It just never stopped. And so I saw my parents' faces. They were both looking like, what are we going to do? They were feared. They were distraught. It's a family of like 10 of us, right? So I decided I was going to go and have a talk with God. So I went into the room. I shared with a couple of siblings. Big bed. I'm telling you right now, it was a big bed. And I got down and I looked up. I don't ever pray down. I learned something about that. I always look up, even as a child. And I talked to God. And I said, God, can you stop the rain? I've never seen my parents look like this before. They're afraid. And I said, thank you, God. And I signed out, this is Joyce C. I went to bed. I slept through the night, which was rare for me. When I got up, the sky was blue. There was no rain. Everybody was happy. My parents were smiling. The neighbors were waving and shouting up and down the road. There was still all this water, but there was no more rain. Within a few weeks, it was like it never happened. So a prayer is going beyond yourself. You're not just saying, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm not the one to tell that to. I would say, yes, you do. But what's holding you back? You don't have to be special. You don't have to have loads of numbers and letters behind your name or in front of it. You can just be someone who cares. And you make a request. And when you make that request, feel it. See, people make requests and they say it's not working. I said, do you feel it? And they go, huh? I said, do you feel it, or do you just saying it because you should? Then don't do it. I said, wait till you feel it, but don't just say it. I said that for whatever reason you get what you send out. You're still, I don't get it. I don't get it. It is a matter of what you believe. I believe there was a God up there. I never prayed down. Somebody asked me why. I said, well, that's where the devil is. And they said, huh? I said, I was taught the devil is down and God is up. So I never understood I was supposed to sit and bow my head in the church. So I had a hard time with that. So I would sort of try to get it up a little bit, And no one ever said anything to me about it. And so to this day, I do not pray down. I may get on my knees or I'm sitting, but I do not pray down. And that's a belief for me that is very affirming, because of back there when I was this little girl who made a request and the rain stopped. Now you can say the rain was going to stop, but according to everything else, no, it wasn't. So I said God heard and brought a blessing, not just to my family, but to everyone in the lower delta received the blessing. You know, because there was no place to go except for to Clarksdale, which was not that far away, but the trucks would have come out with the trailers on the back and take you up there. So the journey in life is to realize that when you are making a statement, make sure it's the one you want to make. We do not want to spend our lives sitting around saying what's wrong. You see? So if you look at yourself and say, every time I'm standing there condemning myself or the world or whomever else I've gone after, you're making a statement that may very well get answered because you've put a lot of energy in that. You see, when people are unhappy, they put a lot of energy in it. And when they're hurting or angry, they put a lot of energy in it. But sometimes I've had individuals say to me, I asked for prayer, but nothing happens. I said, really? I said, well, why do you think so? Then they get upset with me, but I don't care. You can get as upset as you like with me, it's all right. I don't receive it. It's yours. You see, I don't receive it. And so when I would suggest to someone, are you making a request like you feel it and believe it? Or are you just saying it because somebody told you you should? And then I thought back to a lot of things that happened in my life that was all around prayers and all around nature. I used to get up in the morning as a little girl and go sit out at the back of the house and watch the sunrise. Gorgeous sun. Mississippi has one of the most beautiful sunrises. And my father would be outside taking care of the animals. We had hogs, we had chickens, we had one cow, Lily. Never forget that cow. And all of that. And he was taking care of everything. And it's like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. And my father would come over and he would look at me. And he always called me Joyce C. And he'd say, good morning, Joyce C. He didn't talk much. You'd have to know it, but he was an interesting fellow. And I'd look up and say, good morning, Daddy. And he'd say, well then. And that was it. We didn't have our conversation. But it meant so much to me because he understood me sitting there watching that beautiful sunrise. And as the sun would rise, the change of everything happened. The earth started to smell. Before it was kind of sweet. The animals woke up and you could hear all the sounds. So now you're no longer alone. I felt alone with God. And I would be sitting out there having my little thoughts. I always wanted my, teachers to be better teachers and not to be so mean. I did my little prayers. And once the sun had risen, I would go inside and get ready for whatever it was I was to be doing that day. If it was Sunday, I was getting ready for church. If it was Saturday, I was getting ready to work on a farm or go pick cotton or whatever I was doing at that time of the year. If it was a school day, I was getting ready to go to 3rd or 4th grade and to deal with those teachers I've been praying about. But here's the thing about everything connected to you and the unknown. See, don't pretend you know everything. See, that's the whole thing about offering up a prayer. Don't pretend like you know everything. Go with what you know. I like me, for example. I actually do like me. I always have liked me. Someone said, don't you love you? I said, I'm working on it. And they said, well, why do you like you? I said, I just do. I just like me. I like me for who I am and what I believe and everything. I just like me. So sometimes the prayer is because you like someone. Do not get caught up in this thing about you have to love everybody to do a prayer or make a request or ask for service for them or for support for them or any of that. Don't get caught up in the love word. See, that's an outrageously incredible, powerful word. It is. But it's important to know that liking yourself, to me, ranks right up there with loving yourself. Because when I like me, I am going to do what's right for me. I can love me and still hurt me. But I like me. So like yourself and then share that with someone. That goes out in your message. And something will come back. You will get a phone call. I get them. I get little messages. Guess what? I said, what? I'm guessing the best I can here. And they said, it worked. I said, yes. How did you know? I said, we sent the message. And we believed in it. And we requested it. We made no deals. By the way, prayers, you do not make deals. You do not say, God, if you answer my prayer, I'll be good. Don't do that one. Don't do that one. Don't do that one. Leave that one for next life. Let that one hang around for next life. Don't make deals. Prayers are not deals. You're not buying a used car or a new one or anything. There's nothing being bought here, people. Not one thing is being bought. This is all a gift. And the greatest gift we can give is compassion, caring, being there for someone else to support them the best we can, caring enough for someone to support them, to give them a hand, give them a big hug through words, it's like giving someone a nourishment. And when you do that, something happens. A return comes. It may not be today, but it does come. People do not always let you know. Sometimes you find out like 2 years later. Oh yeah, everything went fine after we had that talk in prayer. I said, oh, that's good to know. How are things now? Still good. I said, great. Sometimes others are so elated, they forget to share with us. That's okay. You don't have to share anything with anyone. The thing is to give the gift. And when you give the gift, have no expectations you will be somehow notified that the gift worked. It's okay. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Every time I do a piece for CCNL, I always want to put extra words in there. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm going to have to talk to you. That is going to say.
Well, then it becomes a Center for Creative and Living.
Oh, is that what's missing for me?
No, I don't know what it is, but it's a Center for Creative Living.
Yes, it is. And we won't get into my little, we'll let that one go. Whenever I am thinking and writing, I hear blues songs. Of course, my favorite is the Queen herself, Aretha Franklin. And sometimes I hear the Supremes or whomever. Depends on what I'm doing, I get female. Depending on what else I'm doing, I get male singers or groups. But I find that the song Respect really had a great role in my life growing up. And I say that because to me a prayer is also respecting someone. And it's always been central for me to respect someone. I will not have that respect for someone that I truly enjoy their company. And it's something that grows on you. I have not known it to just sprout up. It's one of those things that is nurtured and rises. It's like a new plant. It starts out by pushing the dirt. You've watched them do it, huh? And then they unfold. You say, whoa. It's lovely. And then the next thing you know, You got lunch.
They grow pancakes in the ground?
I'm praying on that. I'm prepared to give that one a go. I have this thing about pancakes, but we won't get into that part of my life. But respect is a wonderful thing. I talk a lot about my father because I respected him. I knew I loved him. I knew I liked him. But I respected him. When he stood up for us, and I saw him do it, he placed his life on line. And I was sitting there, I was doing a prayer. There was these two police officers standing there with their hands on their guns. And my father had stood up. And my mother made him sit down. She said 2 words, "Now, Brown." Big words. He sat, and I watched him, and I am praying, and I'm praying, dear God, help my father, help my daddy. And these officers got up in my father's face and started talking to him like he wasn't a person. But he never looked at him, which was interesting. He never looked down. He looked to the side. Because if he had looked them in the face, they would have shot him. Because that would have made them afraid, because they would have had a man looking at them, not a boy. You see, somebody who was taking care of his family, and someone who was showing his respect for himself. So he looked this way. They went inside the house and tossed it upside down, pulled all the beds off, anything they could look under, looking for moonshine. And yes, my father had a still. My father made some of the best moonshine in the Delta Valley. And there was competition. They came out and they said to my brother Dan, "Boy, your daddy have whiskey, moonshine," and he, with being a little boy, he said, "No." And they turned and got in the car holding their guns. I watched my father get up, and I'm respecting him. I'm respecting him. And I watched him walk behind the house across the fields. He had to go walk. When my father came back, there was the guy I knew. There was the daddy I knew. Not the other one. The other one, he had let him go. Because I kept praying. I wanted my daddy back. When you have respect and love, and you put it all together, you get something wonderful happening. There is a feeling that comes that you don't really have enough words to describe it, but you know you have it. And I'm a little kid going through all this. We learn on our journeys a lot that we sometimes forget about because we get into the business of growing up and doing things, becoming families and all kinds of stuff, working. But I think of my father often. He was integral in my life, that I had enough dignity growing up that I did not tell all the people where to go that I wanted to tell them where to go.
You have 2 minutes. I'm going to tell you when to go.
Okay. And then I'm going to go. So what I want to say to you, I'm going to read it. We are like the stars or lightning bugs. We flash and we know where we are. Now think of each of us as a star. There are 8 billion plus of us. We are endless. And not to mention all the insects and mammals and trees and the waters. All of this is a part of the creation. We are all sharing this with living life. We are still learning how to share this planet as humans, whatever that is. We are still learning how to honor all forms of life. We are still learning how not to ignore life as sacred, precious, and rich with meaning. And one of the ways that will help us all to do this is to remember that when you offer up a gift of prayer, of something that you feel and believe that it is true, you are sincere, there are no deals being made, you are not making any comments that you cannot keep. You are giving the greatest gift you can give. You're sharing who you are from the inside out. Not what you should be, but who you are. We are each a bright star. Thank you.
That was wonderful. Thank you so very much. Thank you. And speaking of bright stars, we have a bunch of bright stars here. We have many of our ministerial students are here. If you need any help finishing your paperwork, please see either Corky or myself. If you need, how many people here are reverends? Would you raise your hand? Okay, you have a lot of reverends and people who can recommend you. People have said, I don't know who to get to recommend
Recommendation forms, get them signed today.
Yeah, so
Here we
brought
are.
in some forms
Use
so
it.
you can sign today.
Got a pen?
Yeah, so we get a couple people who haven't gotten all their forms done. So we want to get that taken care of because you're all going to be getting your certificate on the 20th of August, and between now and then you have a test to take, and we have another class. So we're just about at the end of your ministerial study. So
We have 3
want you
classes
to-
left.
What?
3 classes left.
Yeah.
Another one we have another one in July, we have one in August, and then graduation.
Right, so we have two classes left. And for those of you who are on Zoom, please know that you don't have any more homework. The last homework is already due because the prayer was from Thursday night. It was about prayer, and then now you can say, okay, please don't let that stop you from being on the Zoom for the next 2 weeks. Okay. The other thing that I would like to say is that each time you feel something negative going right off of what our wonderful Reverend Joyce was saying, change it. Just say, I release you. That's so powerful. If you just tell yourself, I release you. Let it go. And you'll find it gets easier and easier. I say it 3 times. I release you, I release you, I release you. Let's work with that, okay? Did you have another song? Are we done?
Oh, I was going to offer that we do the...
Yeah, well, we're going to do that. Okay, so
Yes.
it's just seeing you sitting there, I'm all like full of expectation. What's she going to do next?
I love to sing song. So I'm going to dedicate this song specifically to Tom. Tom, you are the hermit holding the lantern. You are the gift from the deep spirit stars. You are the hope and gentle compassion that fills our hearts and gives us courage to move on. Lead in your gentle, strong, deep way. You remind us we are enough and that we have a right to stay. Tell us the secret of your poetry, and we will open up our hearts to our destiny. We love you.
Thank you so very much. Wonderful. I told you she had a this one. And now, Mary, do you want to help pass the basket while you're here? And would you all read this prayer on the back of your program?
And we'll help you out with that.
And we have, okay, giving to the ministry,
from which I receive my spiritual support and nurturing, is an affirmation and consciousness of the truth that Spirit is the prospering power enriching every area of my life.
And so it is, so it is. We want to thank you so very much, and thank you, Mary, for passing the basket. I really do appreciate that. And Joyce, do you have any idea where you're going to lunch today, or are we just going to play it by ear?
Are we playing it by ear? Sure. We're playing it.
Okay, okay. Did we hear anything from the Zoom people, Ed?
They're a little quiet. We'll explain that after.
They're quiet because we said something, or they're quiet because...
We'll talk about it later.
We'll find out. We'll find out later.
Make sure you have good dessert.
So.
Oh, if you have a signed Tom, the card for Tom?
Yes.
I have it.
Okay. So for anybody who hasn't signed the card, please see Joan. Tom, we are so delighted. Can you tell how excited we are about having you here? It's just so wonderful. And thank you, Mary, for bringing him, because it's, I think she's the one who roughs you up and says, we're going to go to church today. I've had that feeling. I have one of those at home, too. Now, we're pretty much, Corky, do we need any speakers for the rest of August?
No, done.
Done. So thank you all for volunteering to speak. If you have a topic that you would like to talk about, please let us know. We feel that every one of you has a voice, and every one of you has a story. So that's why CCL is open. We don't want you to feel that we're judging you. We don't want you to feel that you're not a good speaker. We know that every one of you has a story, and every one of you has a voice. And we want to hear that story, and we want to join with you in your voice. So please let us know when you feel it's time for you to give a talk. And we're just about to the point that almost all the ministerial students have given a talk. They've been doing beautifully. And
we have a couple of things to announce. Susan's going to be speaking next week.
Susan Moon's going to be speaking next week.
This Tuesday is Richard DeLucia.
Oh, please.
Yes.
Janet, do you have anything to say about that?
Yes, the UCM Speakers Series, which happens the second Tuesday of every month on Zoom. It's on Zoom totally, so you don't have to go anywhere. It's right on Zoom, right? Our Reverend Dr. Richard Jelisich, I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I'm learning. He is an amazingly gifted individual on spiritual, on emotional healing, on physical healing, on interdimensional, discussions of wisdom. Please come and see us. We're from 6 to 8 p.m. Register at u-c-m.org. Okay, so register and we'll get you your Zoom link. Everyone is welcome, and we would love to have you. He's going to talk about the different dimensions and how do we bend those dimensions? How do we work with the different dimensions and be flexible in it? He's got a lot of wisdom and a lot of powerful information.
Yes, many of you who know him or have heard of him realize that he had a very severe bout of COVID when he was hospitalized for an extended period in Mexico. And so it was really between him and Spirit, and they worked with him, and he got a lot of information. He always was a wonderful teacher, but I think he's enriched after that experience, and I personally signed up. So
yes, so please sign up. Take 2 hours out of your day to be inspired and to learn and to be in company with people on that spiritual path.
Thank you. And now what I'd like for you all to do, we're doing something a little bit different to close today, based on what Joyce was talking about, what Janet's been talking about. I'd like you all to stand, and I want you to look at least two people, look them in the eye, and tell them thank you for being here. Are you ready? Just stand up. You can all do it. Turn around, look at a couple of people, and you. Thank you for being here.